When you think of the Hulk, what's the first image that pops into your head? Giant green rage monster. Yeah, that's what they want you to think. Because here's what nobody talks about. The Hulk might actually be one of the most intellectually complex characters in the entire Marvel universe. And I don't mean Bruce Banner. I mean the beast around which everything is bendable. We've spent decades treating him like the dumb muscle of the Avengers, the guy you call when you need a building demolished. No questions asked, massive mistake. Here's what people conveniently forget. Banner holds doctorates in physics, biology, and nuclear science. Tony Stark, the man who considers humility a character flaw, once admitted Banner was the only intellect he genuinely respected. And Banner's mind doesn't disappear when he transforms, it gets buried. Suppressed, hidden under layers of trauma and rage that would take a team of therapists decades to unpack. We have built a cage around one of Marvel's greatest minds and then called the prisoner stupid for not speaking calmly from inside it. The Hulk isn't the absence of Banner's intelligence, he's a separate expression of it. His intelligence is adaptive, instinctive, and frighteningly perceptive. He walks into a room and instantly reads the power dynamics, identifies the real threat, spots the trap before it is too late. He strips away social performance and lands directly on raw truth. In psychology, that's called radical honesty combined with zero cognitive filtering. And then there's Planet Hulk. The Hulk gets jettisoned into space, lands on an alien planet, gets enslaved, and then rises from gladiatorial slave to king of an entire civilization. He learns a new language, navigates alien politics, builds alliances across warring species, earns loyalty not because he's the strongest, but because they trust his judgment.
Hulk, always Hulk.
Now here's the psychological layer that changes everything. Banner grew up with an abusive father who called him a monster before he even understood what that meant. So Bruce learned to suppress, to shrink, to lock every raw, unacceptable part of himself behind walls so sophisticated nobody could find the door. Carl Jung called this the shadow, the repressed version of yourself that grows more destructive the longer you ignore it. The Hulk is the most literal representation of Jungian shadow theory ever put on a comic book page. He didn't arrive as a monster, he arrived as a protector. Hulk is a lot like Shrek. Both are green, scary, and they wear their trauma on the outside. One through uncontrollable rage, the other through unrelenting chaos. But underneath both monsters is a deeply wounded soul the world refused to understand. Here's what the Hulk really teaches us. We've built entire systems around rewarding one very narrow version of intelligence, eloquent, polished, conventionally packaged. Anyone whose intelligence shows up differently gets dismissed, gets underestimated. The Hulk's greatest victory wasn't defeating Thanos or conquering Sakaar. It was looking at the part of himself the entire world called a monster and choosing to understand it instead of destroy it. And he became Professor Hulk. Sometimes the monster is the genius all along.